Thank you for watching my stock review on the big evil oil company, Chevron Corporation. I'm James. Welcome. Please like and subscribe. We have $162.41. It is February 25th, 2023. This is Chevron. This is a one-day chart. This is just what happened today. We look like we went from 160s to 162. Not a lot of movement going on there. I hate when they do charts like this. It looks like a bunch of stuff happened. It didn't really happen at all. Here, check this one out. There's a 1 month chart of Chevron. Say barely anything happened today. Oh, so it looks like it's been going down. I wonder why. Well, we can take a guess. Gas prices went from, gosh, they haven't even reported earnings since January, so that would be going lower from $5 a gallon down to $3 a gallon. And compared to year-over-year earnings, this would have been absolutely destructive to the stock price. And we should go down, 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 down. This was a 1 month ride from 190 to 160. And now we have a 1 year chart. You can see the gas yoking up and down and up and down. 190, 160. This thing was in the cellar a couple of years ago because gas was at like $10 a barrel because they had more of it than they could possibly store on planet Earth. They had no place to put it, and they were practically giving it away. Chevron bit the dust. But if you hung on to it, you came back pretty good. This thing gyrates on a pretty regular basis. I would say this one really depends on the commodity price, as most of these gas companies do. So what do you think is going to happen? You think the war in Russia is going to end? Do you think the prices are going to go up even higher on gas? Do you think we're going to start drilling at home? Do you think we're going to start drilling in the oceans? Or do you think the USA is done for the next 2 years in the gasoline new production business? The old production business is nice. It's producing these stable flow of gas to produce results like this for a company like Chevron. There's probably nothing new going on, nothing to get excited about growth-wise. You can see the following revenues from last summer. It's just starting to creep up on them. They're going to get really bad when the $3 gas gets calculated. That's going to be next quarter. I don't know how much of that's already fixed in, but this blue line on the far right, it's fixing to fall quite a bit. That's because of that $3 gas. But then it went back to $3.60, so maybe we're going to get some balance out of that. Revenue, $56 billion for a quarter as of December. You can expect a revenue number like that at, this was maybe $4 gas, $3.60 gas, somewhere around there. You expect that figure to stay about the same in today's world, maybe a little bit less for one quarter, and it's going to come right back up. This has probably greatly fallen from the $5 gas. That would have been probably $70 or $80 billion for that quarter. Net income, $6.35 billion. They didn't keep much of it. They could have kept more, you would think, but hopefully they paid themselves some nice big fat bonuses because they deserve it. Just kidding. With Chevron, though, it's important to note that it is not going to go up and down with the Dow. It's going to go up and down with the price of the commodities for the most part. Its own earnings are probably extremely predictable. You can guess exactly their revenue just by looking at gas prices. Find a quarter where gas was the same as it is now, and that's probably how they're going to do this quarter. The supplies aren't really increasing. They're not even decreasing very much. Demand is relatively stable. You'd expect it to be really high, but it's not, even though the prices are high. Everybody's politically different on gasoline. Some of y'all want this company gone forever, and some of you like to drive your cars. Personally, I like cars. I like electric ones too, but sadly, they use gasoline and natural gas to make electricity. So, an electric car is really just a gas car. It actually probably uses just as much gas to use an electric car. So, I can't really tell the difference until they invent the solar car. Then come talk to me. Until then, I say we still need gas. Chevron's going to be around a long time. The current administration is not gas friendly. The market's going to crash. If inflation's going to go up, then gas, being an inflationary item, is going to go up too. Chevron's going to make some serious bank on that. I don't know what to say. There's not much they can do to stop it from going up, except for pumping more. Russia, all those sanctions that they were bragging about a year ago. Oh, we're not going to buy gas from Russia. Oh, we're going to do all these sanctions on Russia. That was a year ago. Did you know that none of that stuff was supposed to start until like last month in December of 2022? When they were telling us that stuff in February of 2022, they weren't talking about stopping to buying oil and stuff from them now. They're saying, we're not going to buy it from you next year. In other words, feel free to invade Ukraine. Feel free to occupy the place, do whatever you want. If you're still there in a year and this still is going on in a year, then we're going to sanction your gasoline. This was the most pathetic thing I've ever seen a country do. They didn't mention the last part when they told us about it either. They didn't say nothing about December. They didn't say nothing about a year from now. They didn't say anything like that. But Russia just now is feeling the impacts of whatever convoluted sanctions that they've gotten. I don't even know. There's probably 10 more reasons why they're convoluted besides them not starting for a year. Like they don't mean anything to begin with, or it holds it to a certain price, or only up to a certain number of gallons. If you don't read the small print, they didn't even tell us the big print, but we're not reading the small print. None of us know what the sanction is. It's almost like it's not there. The fact that gas is at $3.40 a gallon right now down the street tells me there's no sanction there at all, or we don't need Russian gas, one or the other. The USA is pumping the same amount it was pumping 4 or 5 years ago, even though demand has gone up. Some people say we're pumping more. Some people say we're pumping less. The fact of the matter is we are not allowed to pump in lots and lots and lots of places, not in the Pacific, not in ANWR, not in the Gulf of Mexico, not in the Atlantic Ocean. One correction to the Gulf of Mexico, there are 5 rigs that are allowed to be in the Gulf of Mexico. That is the only offshore drilling that the United States is allowed to participate in under this administration. There are no permits or new land leases, federal land leases, given away. They say things to people like Chevron, and they say, hey, you need to use those leases that we already gave you. You're not even using those. Why would we give you more of them? Well, maybe they looked and there wasn't any oil there. And in order to look to see if there's oil, they usually have to sign a lease, maybe buy some land, check it out, make a deal, do a bunch of inspections, get a bunch of permits. There's a lot goes on there. And sometimes they're empty or they run out or it's not worth it. They got to move on to another place. It's constantly buying real estate. It's constantly feeling that rejection and constantly winning. It depends on whether you get lucky or not. But these people are looking for the oil, and on any given day in history, there are thousands of unused land leases and land properties and places that these companies own that they have no intention on drilling for oil for, or maybe they just haven't even gotten around to looking into it yet. It probably cost $5 or $10 or $20 million just to look. So it's all talking points. It's all politics. Depends on what side of the aisle you land on, how you're going to feel about this one. But if you're for thinking gas prices is going up for one reason or another, maybe you like gas, you don't like gas. Either way, it seems like both groups agree they want gas to go up. Unless you love your car, then you want gas to go down. And even the people that don't love their car kind of want it to go down because they haven't gone electric yet. And then they're realizing that they still need the gas to fuel the electric, and then their electric goes up, and you probably saw your new power bill and it didn't look pretty, and it's tied to this. Yeah, Chevron, I'm gonna be staying out of it. If it was $2 a gallon right now, I'd be all in. But it's $3.60 a gallon. I feel like they already split the difference with me. I don't think $5 a gallon. It might not happen again. If it doesn't happen again, what's going to happen to Chevron? Who knows? It might just float around at this number forever with some very disappointing numbers compared to its heyday last year. So that is my report on Chevron, and hopefully I had something intelligent to say about it. If not, I am sorry. Have a wonderful evening. Please like and subscribe. More videos coming soon. Have a great night.